Hi, third graders. It is Mrs. Mangan here, and today for Earth Day, I'm going to be talking to you about acrostic poetry. Now, I know you've experimented with acrostic poetry when you've been in some of the other grades, K through 2, but we're going to look at acrostic poetry in a bit more of a sophisticated way. Acrostic poems are when the first letters in a line spell out a particular word or phrase. So you might have seen them, they're the words if you spell out your name and you write lovely, interesting, nice, I'm spelling out Lindsay, and you kind of put one word next to each letter of the name or the topic. But acrostic poems, as you get to be stronger writers, do not just have one word listed after each letter, but a full descriptive sentence that is describing the topic you've listed along the left as your words. So let's look at an example. Here we have the word spring. So along the left-hand side is the spring, and then the author put a full descriptive sentence after each letter. So many flowers are blooming. Petite little squirrels come out to play. Really big bears awake from their slumbers. Imaginative children enjoy a walk with their friends. No tree is left standing without any leaves. Go ahead, jump for joy, because spring is here. So it's a bit more sophisticated than just one word listed after each of the first letters. You can see it really has a full picture of spring because of the descriptive sentences that follow. A fun fact about acrostic poems is that they were actually found during an archaeological dig of Pompeii. And because these poems were found by being written, it led historians to believe that acrostic poetry, unlike other poetic forms, were first written instead of spoken. A lot of ways that people shared poems were through oral ways, so in speaking in conversation, but it appears that acrostic poetry was originally a written form. I want you to try it now as you pause the video with the word spring. So use each of the first letters of the word spring and create a descriptive sentence after each letter. Pause the video, even if you just get to try maybe S and P, give it a try. So I'm hoping that you paused and now you're back and that you have tried. Let's do it together with S. So if I'm thinking about spring, I'm thinking about maybe splashing in deep puddles, getting my shoes wet. So I have written a descriptive sentence starting with the letter S that describes spring. I found this poem about friends and friendship that is an acrostic poem, and I thought it might be especially nice as we don't have our friends physically nearby, but we do have them through our Zoom calls and our FaceTime and our ways to connect with one another, even though we're not physically close. Friends are precious gifts, rare and hard to find, invisible when life is good, ever near when your sun doesn't shine. Nothing is ever too much, distance never too far, standing by your side when your dreams have passed you by. So this is an important poem because you almost forget it's an acrostic because it is so beautifully written and descriptive. But then you go back to that left-hand side and you do see that it spells out friends. So today when you're exploring acrostic poems, we want you to go into your epic page and we have assigned to you a book called Acrostic Poems. Please read that text and kind of explore more about this form of poetry. When you're done with that exploration, we want you to write an acrostic poem. You can write one or you can write many. You can focus on Earth Day or spring or any other topic you are inspired by. One way that you can write this acrostic poem is just on Seesaw if you want to create text boxes and write it. Another way is you can continue to write it on paper, take a picture, and upload it onto Seesaw. But a third way that we're going to give you today is by using this interactive acrostic poem maker. So I'm going to include this link on all of your blog posts so that you have it. But when I click on it, it's going to take me out of my presentation, but it's going to show you this Read, Write, Think website. And it's an acrostic poem maker. You click get started. You need to have Flash on your computer in order to get this to run. If you can download Flash, great. If you can't, don't worry about it. You can write your poem the old-fashioned way. So to get started with an acrostic poem using this interactive tool, you press Get Started, you put your name, and I'm going to put the topic Earth for Earth Day. So that's going to be my topic that's along the left-hand side. First has me brainstorm. So I'm going to brainstorm a list of phrases or words that remind me of my topic word. So maybe green and care, because I have to take care of the earth. Flowers, rain, spring, environment. So whatever word that reminds you of your topic. I'm going to hit continue, and it's going to show me my brainstormed words right here on that right side. And now I can take those brainstormed words and put it into phrases for my poem. So every day I need to take care of you. So maybe that's my E word. For A, I can say always important to, always important to recycle. R, earth is a rare gift to you and me. T, take care of earth and one another. And T, happily living on this great planet. Okay, so third graders, you write whatever poem works for you. You pick next, and if you can see here, I've got the acrostic poem by Mrs. M about Earth all printed out for me in a nice text way. If you want, you can hit print, and then it's going to ask you if you want to print it to a certain location, or you can save it as a PDF. Or you can go to Save Final, and you could save it to your desktop or wherever you're saving documents. No matter what you do, you could print it out and take a picture of it. However you do it, just upload it for somewhere for us to see your beautiful poem. All right? So that is the way you can do your interactive poem maker. And however you write your poem, we want to see some beautiful acrostic poems today. Good luck, poets.